Good evening, welcome back. It's Matt Rogers. It's now Saturday, okay, 17th of the 6th, 2017. And well, what a situation that was, early hours of the morning. I looked out my French windows at the back of the house and I noticed a red reflection. Okay, now the moon was at a different part of the sky, early hours of the morning, and I noticed a red haze. So I got myself ready and I went over to the northeast area, into a field area, so I could get a clear view of the horizon. And I was there for a couple of hours just viewing the chemtrailing that was going on. There was a lot of chemtrails, planes that were military planes that were they were spraying that part of the horizon, and this red colouring in the sky started getting stronger and stronger. And then after their chemtrailed, I noticed an object that was illuminating behind those chems out there in space, I believe, and it was going down on the horizon, and I'm telling you now, it blew me away. It was absolutely stunning to see that. Now, I don't know if it was Nibiru or any other celestial body that we're trying to focus on now, but it was outstanding. And the red reflection was coming from behind those chem clouds. You could see the clouds lighting up red, and it's the same colours that we're getting on the skies right now. When the sun goes down, there's this pink and red reflections on the clouding behind those clouds, and I believe this either to be the Kachina or Nibiru. This is a real situation on our hands. I'm going to flick through the Swiss cams, and I believe that the Swiss and also other space agencies around the world are keeping track on this. NASA is keeping a track on the sunrise and sundowns. And please, it's important to keep focused on the moon as well, because the moon is, the colours of the moon look very strange, like a lemony dark colour, and it seems to be tilting. Okay, so that's check the Mexico cams later on tonight, but first we're going to look at the Swiss cams. Okay, we've got this cam here. This is called the Betty-Mark cam in Switzerland. Okay, now we can see those chemtrails up there in the sky. Look at the burnt clouding in the sky. You can see this here. Let's sort this out here. Can you see this very clearly? These are clouds that are being burnt away, the hydrogen being burnt off them, and you can see those chemtrails across the skies here. Can you see this light pinkish reflection? Again, on the land, it's very dim, isn't it? Getting this yellow reflection. You can see these chemtrails here. It's so evident now, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the archive on this in a second. But again, as I said before, the land is too dark. It's an object. Can you see this? But you can see also, I mean, it's just so evident, isn't it? Let's have a look at the archive on this. Hold on a second. Okay, let's get on the archive. See what's what we can flick through here from what's happened. Okay, I mean, it's so evident, isn't it? I mean, look at the chemtrails here. I'm going to flick through this and show you this. See, what we need to focus on, okay, is these pink reflections. And also these chems. Now, you will see the pink reflections every single day. I mean, look on the mountains to the right hand side. There's pink reflections on the mountain, red reflections. Now, again, I'm not sure if that was Nibiru that I saw last night, early hours of the morning, but what I'm saying is it was a red object and it was illuminating red, and we need to see those red reflections. Now, I don't believe that this celestial body is very close. It's still far out there. Okay, but we're seeing flybys now, aren't we? We're seeing flybys of an object that's out there that's red, and I believe it does move like a comet. I mean, Carlos Ferrada was exactly right what he's saying. He is exactly right, because this object is heading our way. It really is, and it moves like a comet. It really does. So we've got to try and divide the real images to the images like refractions and lens flare, you know, because there's a lot of lens flare images that are coming through. We need to try and unmix them images, aren't we, to try and get the real images out there. I mean, I'm going to go through the video again. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick through the archive again and see what we can find here, because At the moment, I mean, this one here as well, you can see those chemtrails. I mean, these red skies, I mean, you can see it blatantly on the mountains here, the redness that's out there. I mean, they can't hide the red skies. They really can't. Let's flick through another cam. Okay, this is another cam called the Genève cam, and this is in Switzerland as well. And you can clearly see that, I mean, there's such a haze up there in the skies. You can see a very small pink reflection on this screen just here, going across the sky. I mean, it's very, very hot here as well in Switzerland. And I'll just, in a moment, check the weather as well there as well, and check the archive. I mean, you can see this clearly. I mean, it's far too hot. Let's check the weather on this cam. You can see here, I mean, it's 27 Celsius. And it's just very, very hot, isn't it? I mean, it's the same as here in the UK as well. Just very hot. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, you can see this as well as it's climbing to 21 Celsius. And again, just, I mean, checking all the different weather patterns and the temperatures around the world. It's so important, isn't it? Let's go and check this cam again, the archive. Okay. I'm going to check the archive on this as well, because I believe that there's definitely changes out there as well, and it's getting it right, isn't it? It's just being persistent and just constantly going through the different cams and the different images. I mean, I'm going to zoom in on this one here. You can see this haze quite clearly. Okay, it might not be much on this screen, but what we're seeing here is burnt out clouds on the horizon here, and it's just all hazy. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's not a clear image. I mean, if you were stood there on a building, you looked out, all you could see is just pollution, haze from these chemtrails that are being sprayed all the time. A good few years ago, you would see this image if you were stood there, and it'd be very clear blue skies, but we're just getting a very smoggy haze where they spray our skies to hide wormwood. They are hiding these celestial bodies, and you will catch it. You will catch these heavenly objects. They can't spray it 100%, but they are trying their hardest, throwing all the trash up there in the skies now. I mean, again, sometimes we're not going to get the kill shot, are we? But other times we will find it and get it. We just got to keep working the cams, and also going out is really important. And just spending 5 or 6 hours out there on the horizon, keep viewing it in detail. Don't just stand there for 10 minutes and think, yeah, I'm going to catch this, and then lose heart because you'll think it's never going to happen. Because it will happen. If you really are determined to catch these heavenly objects, you will catch them. You will see Nibiru. Okay, this is called the Davos Wolfgang cam, and you can see how red it is out there behind those lowered clouds. Okay, again, it's like calm before the storm. It's very quiet, isn't it? It's been very, very eerie around the world right now. I mean, I'll take this off here so you can see it more clearly. Again, these Swiss cams turn on and off, so I apologise about this. But can you see this red, this purple of refraction that's up there in the skies? Very dark as well on the land. I mean, this is 1,600 meters above sea level. I mean, look at it. It's too quiet, isn't it? And I'm noticing this on a lot of other cams how quiet it's getting. I mean, let's check the archive with this as well. Hold on. Okay. Cam does slow down sometimes because it's a long way away, you see, from where we are. I mean, it's the same everywhere, isn't it? I mean, look at this. I mean, let's flip through this one here first. Okay, we've got this first Davos Wolfgang cam, and this is a Davrosi cam, and it's 4:37 PM over there. And as I said before, I mean, look at the pink reflection. You can see it up there in the skies, can't you? I mean, this dark pink reflection coming through. This radiation, and also reflection from wormwood. It's here now. It's reflecting everywhere. We've got the sun reflection, we've got wormwood reflection. And also, I've noticed now that the blue Kachina reflection is weakened off. It's now this red reflection that's coming through. Again, look how evident it is on the trees. Look how dry they are, and very unhealthy there, you know? They should be very leafy, but they're not. They're very unhealthy across the world. So again, we just got to keep monitoring the skies. I mean, look at it. I mean, the skies have changed. Here's another image that I'm going to show you now on the cam as well. Okay, this one here. I'm going to show you this now because I believe that, I mean, the clouds are being burnt away now, aren't they? Here is more evidence of the natural clouds being burnt away. I mean, we've got two colours of blue in the sky now. If you notice this on the horizon behind the clouds and the chems, it's light blue and then it gets darker above. We used to before have a beautiful blue sky, but it's all changing now, isn't it? I mean, everything is changing. So let's move on to something else. Okay, there's a lady here, this BBC weather newsreader, okay, from the Met Office, BBC, called Julie Ranger, and when she does the weather forecast, okay, please spot the images in the background. She first shows you two images of chemtrails, okay, pollution that's covering and trying to cover the real situation that's going on there in the skies. And I saw that object last night, early hours of the morning, and many billions are going to see it too. And you just flick through the pictures very fast, then they slow down on the other pictures to make everybody feel happy. There's a guy on a horse, and they just sort of fluff everything up to make everything seem very, very genuine and normal, and for us to just carry on in our lives. Now, I apologise if she goes on a bit through the footage, but it's just important to show you that here in the UK it's changing. All of it, around many parts of the world, are all seeing the same skies. Chemtrails above natural burnt clouds. Because we've got the brown dwarf star that's now burning with our sun, that's burning our Earth. It has caused problems before to all the other solar system planets, and now it's slowly burning us. So again, I'm going to play this footage, and please keep a close eye on them images.
Summer feeling, well, I thought, what better way to start than with an ice cream that's bigger than me. This picture taken at Walton-on-the-Naze, a perfect excuse to eat lots of this weekend, and this picture taken at Woodbridge in Suffolk. But it hasn't all been blue sky and sunshine today, as this picture from the North Norfolk coast shows, Munsley. Now, Susie and the girls in the gallery were quite keen for me to show this one. I can't think why. She's going, excuse me, I never said that. Gives a whole new meaning to bareback riding. There you go. So this is the satellite picture, which shows where we had those thicker areas of cloud and the rest of the sunshine too, taking temperatures up to around 22 degrees Celsius. So
do you see how they blatantly try and hide it all the time? It's getting to a point now that it's just chemtrails every single day. Chemtrails and chemtrails. And now they can't show the natural clouds much anymore. I mean, there it is. You can see the haze on the sky there. You can see the natural clouds that are being burnt away. And you can see the cross or their chemtrails there. And that pink reflection that's coming through, that haze. It's happening all over the world now. So news media are showing it. But they just can't hide it now, because people are sending their images in and the BBC are showing it. So they're rubbing it right in our faces without us noticing. I mean, it's a situation, isn't it, that humanity need to wake up to the truth. I mean, look at this on the screen as well, more chemtrails. I mean, I'm sorry that she's sharing an ice cream, but the BBC are just... I mean, it's a crazy world we live in, isn't it? I mean, here's another piece of real news as well. Massive earthquake of a 6.3 magnitude rocks Brits' holiday destination, measuring 6.3 magnitude. Now that's quite high, isn't it? Struck off the coast of popular tourists' destination, injuring 10 people. I mean, let's have a look at this video footage, but this guy had videoed it. I mean, look at the devastation and the mess it made. Okay, this footage is very raw. Okay, it happened only a few days ago, this earthquake. I mean, you can see the mess on the car there. We're going to play the video, and it seems to be in a small box, so I apologise about the quality of it. But let's play the video. You can see, I mean, people look devastated. Look at the trash and the blocks that have come off the buildings. I mean, the buildings are falling apart, and family members and the members of the public are panicking about this. They don't understand. I mean, this incredible star is affecting everything around the world right now. So again, I know this is a raw piece of footage, but I'm going to find something else for you now. I mean, these are the hot spots as well. These areas: United States, Italy, Turkey, Nepal, Japan, Indonesia, New Zealand. I mean, other parts of the world as well are getting earthquakes. Another 171 earthquakes being reported in the last 24 hours. Much more than ever in any year. And it is so hot the whole of the Earth is warming up. And also the North and South Pole melting. Again, more reports. So let's find something else for you. Okay, there's some other news that's come through as well. Mexico earthquake latest. 5 dead as a 6.9 quake hit the border of Guatemala. 5 people have died as a result of a huge quake near Mexico. The border, with experts saying the aftershocks could be felt for weeks. I mean, this was on Thursday, June 15th, 2017. I mean, people need to wake up to this. It's getting worse, isn't it? Because our system, the Earth, is being affected by this incoming solar system now. It's here. I'm going to show you the footage of this short video of this quake. I mean, you could see that on the earthquake. You could see the way that the buildings were shaking. I mean, it's only going to get worse. I mean, also, this is another piece of information. And this was the 17th, today. Saturday, you can see the timestamp there as well, published on 9:35. And it's a heatwave. Britain, UK brace for weekend scorcher to last till the end of August. I mean, again, this is going to get worse. The weather patterns are changing. Let me show you the video footage. Okay, here it is. And this is straight from the Met Office. Okay, and this is what they're showing you every day. And they are getting worried about this, aren't they? They really are. Because things are heating up. The jet stream has changed. I mean, it's just all this solar radiation that's coming through as well. And again, those bodies, those heavenly objects are showing themselves now. The reflections are getting stronger. I'm going to play this video for you now.
Is on its journey westwards on Friday. That's bringing the rain, but it's also bringing in this slice of very warm air across the country. And with high pressure building just in time for the weekend, for many places, it's just going to be hot and sunny. We'll start off with some mistiness around coastal parts of the UK, particularly in the west on Saturday. Much of that will burn back to the coast. And for much of...
I mean, it's so evident now. It's all chemtrails, okay? They are now designing the cloud formations on the Met Office, the weather news media channels, even the ones all across the world, of these hazy clouds. We never saw these on the media channels. It was just normal clouding. But all this, I mean, they're designing the screens now, and it's so evident that sheet of chemtrails. I mean, they are screening the skies, okay, to try and cool the atmosphere down, because we've got those objects up there that are reflecting and causing much more stress to our Earth, because they know that the earthquakes are climbing. They know that the underneath the ground is boiling up. It's just a situation where if it defuses itself, it's just going to blow, isn't it? It's so much pressure that's down there at the core of our Earth. It's ready to go now. Okay, let's carry on with the news channel.
There'll be some long spells of sunshine on Saturday and very warm temperatures, 27, 28 possible in the southeast. Quite a different story further northwest though. Northern and western Scotland, a lot of cloud about and a keen breeze, feeling a lot cooler here. But further south, that hot weather continues to build into Sunday, perhaps peaking at 30 or 31 Celsius.
Okay, we've got this guy Matt who's in the USA, and he explains the weather, okay, but he's lying. He's another newsreader that's been told not to say the truth. No mention about chemtrails, which they don't do, and he's saying that everything goes okay, that the temperatures are just fine, and he has these people come up on the screen from members of the public around the world that say that everything's okay, bit of rain, bit of drizzle, and it's not. The skies have changed. You can see far too many chemtrails and far too many red reflections. there's a haze on one of the screens as well, and you can just read between the lines of what he's saying here. I'm going to play the footage for you.
Across the Delaware Valley, dreary conditions for many of us, including for our eyewitness weather watchers up on this Saturday morning, giving us an idea of what's going on across the area. Temperatures for the most part mild. We're in the 60s to around 70 degrees this morning. Let's check in with Mary Ann. She's in Browns Mills this morning, 67 degrees. It's cloudy for her, but she's saying that it's warm this morning. It's warmer than yesterday. The clouds are overhead, and it's a calm start to the day. That is for sure. And then we'll go down to Dolores as well. She's down in Newark this morning at 70 degrees. So we said it's warm, but we are starting to see a little bit of light drizzle falling in northern Delaware as well. Check out some.
I mean, again, look how they carry on. I mean, they just turn around and say that everything's fine. That these members of the public are not seeing anything, are they? I mean, I don't believe that these are members of the public. I believe that they work on the same side. They're just government-run people that just basically come out with lies to hide the truth to the members of the public. To say that everything is absolutely fine when it's not.
Hobith, it is a foggy, it is a dreary, and it is just a overall kind of miserable start to Saturday at the Beach Point. Not just in Delaware, but as you head up the coast into South Jersey as well, the fog is out there. Even though it's warm, it's muggy, and again, not really nice morning beach weather. There have been a couple folks that have been moving down the boardwalk, but overall, don't expect a whole lot of people out on the beach today. Temperatures this afternoon, we're going to get up to 86 degrees. On average, we're sitting right around 83. So we're pretty comparable to where we should be for, the middle of June. As we get to July and August, you actually see that 86 today closer to our average high that we get in the middle of July. Average for July 17th, it's 87. And by the time we get into August, we're back down into the mid-80s. So,
I mean, these government-paid people are just making it up as they go along all the time. They're just making up these stories all the time now. But we all know this now, don't we? So I'm going to move on to some other piece of footage before I go. So again, let's look at something else. Here we have the Soho live cam image that's very much up to date now. And also there's a huge blast coming out here. Can you see this? There's a huge blast comes out here to the right hand side. And it's so important that we keep an eye on this cam. I have this on 24/7 as many times as possible because you get to see a tremendous amount of solar activity that's heading our way to the Earth. It's always happening now. And there's objects being smashed about out there in space, and there is other heavenly bodies that are being witnessed by others as well. So you can see this quite clearly, can't you? This huge blast to the right hand side of the sun now. Anyway, I'm going to go now, so respect to all of you, and I'll do another video shortly for you because I want to look at the Mexico sky.